Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So with so many different credit card options out there and all the different offers that you see on a day-to-day basis, sometimes it can get a little bit confusing to actually know which cards are not only right for you, but which ones are going to give you the best value for you and your personal situation. That's why in today's video, we're going to be going over the only 5 credit cards that you're going to need in your wallet for 2023. Now, these are the 5 credit cards that I believe that you should have in your wallet for 2023 based off the current credit card market and current credit card trends. If you want to be able to maximize your spending and maximize the amount of rewards you're earning while still keeping a pretty slim profile when it comes to credit cards. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, really quickly, I do just want to ask that if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop it a like down below because it helps me out a ton. And consider subscribing to the channel if you're interested in more videos just like this where I cover personal credit and finance tips. So for the first card on this list, we have the Chase Freedom Flex. Now, Chase is offering you a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $500 within the first 3 months of account opening, as well as at the time of filming this video, Chase is also offering you 5% back on groceries in your first year on the first $12,000 spent in that year. Now, this offer does change from time to time, but at the current time of filming this video, it is going to be 5% back on groceries up to $12,000 in that first year. Outside of that, and the reason why I've been a fan of the Chase Freedom Flex for some time now is going to be its unique earning structure of getting you 5% back on rotating quarterly categories. The way that that's going to work is each quarter, Chase is going to send you an email with the eligible categories for that quarter. And by doing the spending on your Freedom Flex in those categories for that quarter, you're going to be earning 5% back on the first $1,500 spent in those categories. Now, for the first quarter of 2023, Chase is going to give you 5% back on the first $1,500 spent at grocery stores, excluding Walmart, as well as Target and gym and fitness memberships. And some of the other categories that Chase tends to include in its rotating quarters are going to be things like grocery stores, gas, and select online merchants. Now, outside of those rotating quarterly categories, this card is going to earn you 3% back on dining, takeout, and eligible delivery services, as well as 3% back on drugstores like Walgreens and CVS. It's going to earn you 5% back when you book travel through the Chase Travel Portal, and then it's going to give you 1% back on everything else. Another quick thing to mention with this card and why it's going to be such a good value is if you take that 5% back on the rotating quarterly categories that you're getting on grocery stores for the first quarter of 2023, as well as combining that with the 5% back on grocery store purchases within your first year, the way that Chase sets it up is you're going to be getting 1 point for everything and then a 4-point bonus. So that means that with this card on groceries for the first quarter, you're going to be earning up to 9% back for the first $1,500 and then still getting 5% back on grocery store purchases after that, which is going to be very huge. Now, moving on to the next card on this list, we have another card coming in from Chase, and that's going to be the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, this card, similar to the Chase Freedom Flex, is going to offer you a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $500 within the first 3 months of account opening, as well as at the current time, this card does also have that same welcome offer of 5% back on groceries in the first year up to $12,000. Now, with this card, it is going to be getting you the same 3% back on dining, takeout, and eligible delivery services, as well as the same 3% back on drugstore purchases. Now, the really good thing about this card is that outside of that, it earns an unlimited 1.5% cash back on all your other purchases. So this is going to be a great catch-all card for everything that isn't in one of those categories that we mentioned earlier. So this is going to be a great everyday spending card to have in your wallet, as well as with both the Freedom Unlimited and the Freedom Flex. Chase also has great partner offers, giving you 3 months of a complimentary Dash Pass membership where you can use to get free delivery and things like that, as well as a 3-month free Instacart Plus membership, which is really nice if you're someone who does a lot of online grocery and ahead of time grocery shopping. Now, really quickly, I just want to mention the way that I actually like to use these two cards together is going to be obviously using that Freedom Flex for your rotating quarterly categories, maxing out that each quarter, and then just using your Freedom Unlimited for everything else so you get that unlimited 1.5%. And when you do it that way, you're ensuring that you're getting anywhere from 1.5% to 5% cash back on all of your spending, which is going to be very nice. The next card up on the list list is becoming one of my new personal favorites, and that's going to be the Citi Custom Cash card. Now, this card does also offer you a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $1,500 within the first 6 months of account opening. Now, the really unique thing about this card and the reason why it's one of my new favorites is it offers you 5% cash back on your highest eligible spend category each billing cycle or each month. Now, I won't list every single eligible category that it has on its list, but I will put it up on the screen so you can see that. But some of my personal favorites are going to be grocery stores, gas, and restaurant purchases. Now, my personal favorite way to use this card and the way that I recommend using it is using it as just a designated one category card, because you're earning 5% back on the first $500 spent in that category each billing cycle. And then outside of that, you're only earning 1% back, which is a little bit low if you compare it to something like the Freedom Unlimited, where you could be getting 1.5%. So the way I like to use this card is actually for gas. And then by putting all of my gas on this card, I'm ensuring that I'm getting 5% back for that month. Next up on the list, we have another one of my personal favorites, and that's going to be the American Express Gold card. Now, the sign-up bonus for this card ranges. Typically, the one you'll see most of the time is going to be 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 6 months of account opening. However, if you go into incognito mode on Google and search around a little bit, sometimes you can even find an offer of 75,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 6 months. However, the typical offer you can expect is going to be 60,000 American Express points after you hit that $4,000 spend. Now, the reason why I actually like this card so much and why I think it's very beneficial for a lot of people is going to be the earning categories of this card. So with this card, you're going to be earning 4x points back on restaurant and takeout, as well as eligible delivery services, and 4x points back on US supermarkets. Now, for me personally, a lot of my month-to-month spending actually comes from groceries as well as dining, and I think that's going to be the same for a lot of other people. And so being able to earn unlimited 4x points back on those purchases is going to be a very, very nice value for myself as well as for a lot of other people. Aside of that, this card gives you 3x points back when you book airline tickets through the airline itself or through the Amex travel portal, and then outside of that, you're just earning 1x back on everything else. Now, the annual fee of this card is going to be on the higher end of $250, making it the first card on this list that has an annual fee. However, we're going to talk about how you can actually offset that and effectively make your annual fee $10 per year. Now, with the American Express Gold, they give you 2 statement credits that you're going to receive in the amount of $10 per credit each month on your American Express card. And the first one is going to be a $10 monthly statement credit towards Uber, and you can use that for either Uber Eats or Uber rides. And then the second one is going to be a $10 a month dining credit when you use your American Express card to pay for things like Grubhub, Cheesecake Factory, and select Shake Shack locations. Now, when you add both of these credits up and you actually use these credits, they total up to $240 per year, effectively making this card only $10 per year. Now, a quick thing to mention is that these statement credits are going to be use it or lose it, meaning that if you don't use them each month, they just disappear. You can't save them up. However, I do think that pretty much everybody can find a way to benefit from a $10 Uber credit as well as a $10 dining credit, because they're pretty easy to use. If you just take an Uber ride once a month, or you just order Uber Eats even for pickup once a month, you can go ahead and use that statement credit, and then the dining credit should be pretty easy to use as well. And by doing that, you're effectively making the annual fee of this card only $10 per year, which is a very good value when you factor in getting that 4x points on dining as well as grocery store. Now, for the benefits of the American Express Gold card, this card does have some really nice benefits that it gives you. Things such as purchase protection, extended warranty protection, baggage insurance, and rental car coverage. And it does have no foreign transaction fees as well, making it a great card to use for international travel, and the first card on this list that has no foreign transaction fees. Now, earlier we talked about the sign-on bonus of 60,000 points that you're actually going to get with this card. Now let's cover really quickly on how you can actually use those points. American Express does have a few ways that you can use these points, which I'll put up on the screen right now for you so you can see. However, my favorite way to use American Express points, and the way that I would recommend you using them so you get the best value out of them, is going to be either using them to redeem travel through the American Express travel portal, or using them and transferring them out to a American Express travel partner, either an airline or a hotel partner. Doing either one of those methods, that's just going to ensure that you're getting the best value for those American Express points. So if you were to take those 60,000 American Express points and use them for travel through the American Express travel portal, you'll get 1 cent per point for flights booked through the travel portal, as well as 0.7 cents per point for hotels through that travel portal. And if you were to transfer them out to a airline or hotel partner, they can be worth anywhere between 1 cent per point or 1.5 cents per point. Those methods, these 60,000 membership rewards points can be anywhere between $600 on the low end for travel or up to $900 on the higher end for travel. So by doing this, you're going to ensure getting the best value for those points. For the last card up on the list, we have the Chase Saphire Preferred. Now, with the Saphire Preferred, it's going to give you a 60,000 point sign up bonus after you spend $4,000 within the first 3 months of account opening. And for the earnings of this card is going to earn you 5x points when you book travel through that Chase travel portal. It's going to get you 2x points back on all other travel purchases outside of that. It's going to get you 3x back on dining, takeout, and eligible delivery services, as well as 3% back on online groceries and 3x points back on select streaming. And then outside of those categories, you're going to be getting 1x back on everything else. Now with this card, it is going to come with a $95 annual fee, and I know annual fees can be a deal breaker for some people. However, Chase does actually give you a $50 annual hotel credit that you can use for a hotel booking through that Chase travel portal. And so if you're someone who even travels just one time a year, then you can definitely take advantage of that and use that yearly credit, and that effectively brings the annual fee down to only $45 per year, which is a very great value out of this card. Now the reason why this card is so great and so beneficial to have is when you actually combine it with those other two Chase cards that we mentioned earlier, the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited. So the cards that we mentioned earlier, yes, they are cash back cards, but they actually earn your cash back in the form of Chase Ultimate Reward points. Now you can use those Ultimate Reward points for a statement credit in the form of cash back, or the way that I would recommend you do it is you can actually transfer them over to the Saphire Preferred card. And by doing this, you're able to take those points and redeem them for travel through that Chase travel portal at an extra 25% value when you use that Saphire Preferred card. So using the 60,000 points that we talked about earlier that you get with the sign-up bonus of the Saphire Preferred as an example, those points would regularly be worth about $600 for travel. However, when you use the Chase travel portal, you get that extra 25% value, making those 60,000 points worth now 75,000 points, meaning you can get about $750 of travel out of those same points. So that's what makes this card so unique when combining it with the other two Chase cards, is that you're going to be able to earn all of your points across all three Chase cards and then redeem them all at a 25% extra value through the Chase travel portal. Now I won't go too in depth on this setup because I actually have another video on my channel going over the Chase trifecta in depth. And if you want to see that video, you can go ahead and hit the link up in the top right corner and check that out. Now that's going to be my list of the only 5 credit cards that you're going to need in your wallet for 2023. If you want to keep a slimmer credit card profile while still being able to maximize your earnings and maximize your reward potential that you get out of your credit cards. Now keep in mind, everyone's situation is different and unique, and everyone's personal finance situation is unique to them. So some of the credit cards on this list may or may not work for you, but this is just the list of what I believe to be the 5 credit cards you should have in 2023. Based off of current trends and current credit card conditions. However, I am definitely curious to know what you think of this list, as well as some of the other credit cards you think should be in everyone's wallet for 2023. So definitely let me know by dropping a comment down below, and I'd be interested in hearing from you. If you did enjoy this video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like and share it with your friends if you found it informative, because it does help me out a ton. And if you're interested in more videos just like this where we cover personal credit and finance tips, make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're down there and turn on the post notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in today, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.